What is going on, YouTube? We are just getting started. TikTok always be hearing the intros, but we got the TikTok live right here as always. Yo, Luke, you're always live when I go to sleep. Sorry, Maki. Maki, what time zone are you in? It's only 5:53 for me here in SoCal. So it's not too late. This is usually the time I go live, though. I'll do actual work throughout the day and then do some TikTok live afterwards. I signed up for the Vine program and it's been like 5 days. I still haven't gotten any clicks. That's because Vine customers are not interested in getting your product. Helium 10 Jungle Scout. Yeah, I agree with that. I like Helium 10 better. Walmart, interesting. Their quarterly earning report showed 20% growth quarter. I mean, they're crushing. They're the behemoth of physical sales, in terms of having physical locations. Their online platform has not seen growth for the last, at least, I don't know about quarterly earnings, but when you look at market share, which I think is far more important, they've been sitting at like 5 to 6% market share for online sales for like 5 years. I'm pretty sure eBay has a higher online market share than Walmart does. Bro, what's the best way to find FBA products? If you guys get us to 3K likes and 30 or 20 shares, we'll do live product research on this live, but I use a product research software like Helium 10. There's also Jungle Scout. Got to sacrifice some sleep for me. It's 3 a.m. Dang, son, what time zone are you in, Sheep? Seabass, thank you so much for the follow, my guy. Appreciate you. Now their e-com quarterly earning are up 20% quarter over quarter. I mean, good. That's good, but again, I would love to see their third-party seller data. And like I said, their market share has not increased. I'm also biased. I really do just despise Walmart. Put your products up there. Maybe it works. We still do decent numbers on Walmart, but I'm not a fan. I don't do wholesale, Camilo. Mid-European time, nice. I'm regretting buying Jungle Scout, so inaccurate, only good for keyword and competitor tracking. Should have got Helium. Yeah, I like Helium way better. I do find and I've used a lot of the platforms, and what I've found is Helium is generally the more accurate one. And I base this off of looking at our revenue, looking up our products on Amazon, checking the numbers on Helium 10, and then comparing the two. Brother, you might be joking, but I touch grass more than you. Travel the entire world, son. I go live for an hour a day. I don't think that's too much time. What's the average length that it takes to actually launch a product? 3 to 6 months. 2 of those months are going to be manufacturing and shipping. Also, just a news flash for everybody. You guys only get to see what I show you online. Not a single person knows my personal life. Not a single person knows what I do throughout my day-to-day. Again, I'm not sitting up at a cubicle all day, son. Do you buy UPC code and get an FN SKU, then provide it to the manufacturer to print the barcode or to print on the box? Yes, either that or they'll put a sticker on the box. Either one. User 94, when you've traveled to as many countries as I have, then you tell me to touch grass. What your pref for product research? Use Helium 10 first, or go to Amazon random search? Yeah, I like the Amazon search method, Kale. It kind of bounced back and forth. Like a year ago, if you asked me, it would have been the black box tool is my favorite method. If you ask me today, it's Amazon search. Maybe if you ask me again in a year, it will be black box again. So you don't touch the box at all? No, I don't. How many countries have you visited? Over 20, and then that doesn't even include all the locations within one country, and that doesn't include all of the like territories that I've been, like British Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, St. Martin. Those aren't countries, but they are destinations. Beautiful destinations at that. How do you come up with product photo for listing? I wouldn't use AI. I don't think AI. I love AI, you guys. I use AI every single day of my life. But I don't think that AI is quite there for product images, to be honest with you, at least for Amazon. China manufacturer shipping directly to the Amazon warehouse. Yes, John. A lot of this is streamlined for me. It's not passive by any means, but all I do is market the products. You testing Amazon new PPC audiences targeting? Any insight to share? We're playing around with it, but like, because I'll always test something new that Amazon introduces, but the insight that I have is it's not going to be like the make or break of your Amazon account and or of your Amazon ads, and your conversion isn't going to be as good because Amazon PPC has some of the best conversion for any ads, maybe aside from Google, because it's very purchase intent driven. Meaning if I go on Amazon and I search for something like AirPods case, I am in the market of buying an AirPods case. I'm assuming you're talking about the off Amazon targeting, right, Kale? Dang. That's a lot of countries for someone that lives in America. You know, it's super funny that you say that, bro. I started selling on Amazon 2019, found success within a year. And in 2020, I didn't start traveling, by the way, until like 2022, like September of 2022. And I've knocked off all those countries. I made a video not too long ago about how we're like programmed in America. I used to think like, you know, my mom would, because my mom's actually traveled to more countries than I have. A few of those trips. Okay, I'll get to that. I thought you were talking about the off Amazon. I'll get to that, Kale. Some of those trips funded by me. But I remember that, you know, she'd say, oh, I'm going to go to this country. And I'm like, why would you go to that country? It's dangerous and this is going to happen. Or why would you go to this city? Why would you go to this state? And yeah, we're very programmed in America to think that like, it's a weird one. I have kind of contradicting thoughts, but we're almost programmed to think that America is the absolute best place. Now, I do think it is the greatest country to start a business in. We're a consumer market. You know, I don't think that I'd be able to achieve the success that I had if I lived in France or whatever, assuming that I'm not selling in the US marketplace. Shout out to France, not saying anything bad about that. So I do think it's the greatest country in that regard. It's nowhere near the safest country. I think that there's countries that knock the beauty of America out the park, like Asia. Well, Asia's a continent, but I think Asia is by far the most beautiful continent that I've been to. But yeah, we're very programmed to like stay here. And yeah, Canada as well. Canada is another solid place in terms of starting a business. But yeah, so I didn't start traveling until like 2022. And yeah, it's been the best thing ever, to be honest with you. So how do you do photos then, and how much does it cost? You could either take pictures in-house with a really good photo box if you have a decent camera or like a new iPhone. Or you can send your product to a photographer. How many people are in your team in SoCal? I don't have people. I don't have employees. I don't have physical employees. I have VAs, but pretty much every person that I hire isn't even for my Amazon business. No, the new on-site targeting, Kale, I've been playing around with it. It's pretty solid, but still, if you don't have your sponsored product ads dialed in, I wouldn't even focus there. Now, if you're profitable, with sponsored products, then I would play around with those ads. I would never touch sponsored brand or sponsored display ads until I was doing good revenue profitably with a good tacos and a good conversion rate on sponsored products. Because the breakdown, and most people don't even talk about this, like I actually think I've ever seen one person discuss this. Sponsored product ads account for 70% of the ad sales on Amazon. Sponsored brand ads account for 20%, and sponsored display accounts for 10%. Sponsored products is where you want to be. Can you say no? Amazon's not going to take your pictures for you. He said Yash. What's Yash? Well, you do it all. I mean, it's not much that I have to do, brother. I have a VA to like do some inventory things, maybe create a shipment. But that's not necessary. You have inventory alerts on Amazon. Creating a shipment takes like 5-10 minutes. Yes, I am playing with them now, debating if I should update them to include new audience targeting. Don't update the current campaigns that you have, Kale. Amazon loves data. So like, I'll give you guys an example. If I have, and I'm gonna not use sponsored display as an example, just so that to paint the picture. If I have a keyword, water bottle, in exact match, okay, and that campaign was started in 2023 and it has amazing metrics, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna update this, so I'm gonna go start a new campaign, same keyword, same budget, same bid, and I throw water bottle into exact match campaign, it will not perform as well as that original campaign did. Besides friends and family, how would you get reviews? It's so competitive. What's competitive? I mean, competition isn't a bad thing, but the Vine program, any tips with dealing with negative reviews and how to recognize if competitors are playing games? There's nothing, I mean, if it's a pretty outlandish review, potentially it could be a competitor, but I wouldn't even focus on that. You could report the review if you really think so. But most of the time, I've only ever heard of like five times in the 6 years that I've been selling on Amazon, being able to get a negative review removed. There used to be a little thing that it got patched, but because I had such a big network when I was selling on Amazon, if there was a review that I couldn't use customer service to essentially fix, because that's another option, and I'll explain that in a second, I would have everybody and their mother that I knew go report the review, and if it got enough reports, it would get removed. Amazon patched that, and I'm talking like 100 reports or something like that. And then in terms of how to deal with them, if it's an issue where somebody's like, hey, my AirPods case came in cracked, you message that customer. Hopefully their review name is the same as their customer name, and then you'd go to your orders and search the customer name, and then go send them a message. Be like, hey, we saw your review. We would love to send you a new product. Send them a new product, and more often than not, they'll change their review. A lot of times it's either like a Karen or it's somebody who just wants to be heard, right? They want to fix their issue. Yeah, Europeans think that American stereotype is someone that is not aware of that other countries exist. Honestly, bro, I don't think that's that incorrect of a stereotype. Have you guys seen the videos of like, they'll go and interview people and they're like, Americans specifically, and they're like, how many continents are there? They're like 50. They're talking about the 50 states, or they'll live in like California. They'll be like, what's the capital of California? They're like, Wisconsin. Or like, just, yeah, it's very closed-minded here. But I was one of those people, man. So, well, just kidding. I always knew how many continents and states and all of that stuff were, but I was very closed-minded. I would, my mom got married, and Her husband remarried, and her husband is really big into traveling. He has traveled even more than I have. And I'd be like, why would I have to leave the US? I don't need to go to Asia. We have Hawaii. I don't need to go to this because we have this city. And I was very closed-minded. And then I actually left the country. And I left the country when I was young, but that was like just once. And then I actually left the country, and I was like, oh man, like this is what I'm going to spend all of my money on. It's going to be helping and supporting my family. And it's going to be traveling the world, because at the end of the day, when I go one day, they're not going to bury me with a supercar. They're not going to bury me with the watches. They're not going to, none of that stuff, none of that materialistic stuff matters. But the experiences and all of that, like that's what life is about. We think that life is long, but when you really think about life on the broad scale of the universe, our lifetime is a blip in the universe. So you got to spend it doing things that you enjoy. You got to work hard, right? We're also called to work hard, provide for our families, provide for the people that we love. But like it definitely, like I realized this after I had gotten in an accident. I realized that life is definitely not about being behind a desk or being behind a cubicle and working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Being told what to do for a boss, being miserable, living paycheck to paycheck. I was like, oh man, like it was very much programmed into society, which I'm not. Of course, working is a necessity. I'm not saying it like that. Like obviously you have to work, you have to make money, you got to put food on the table, you got to support the fam. But I realized, like, if I'm on this earth, I want to see this beautiful earth that God created, and I do that by traveling. I've actually learned more about like history, like world history, traveling than I did in the 12 years that I was in school. 12 years, right? I think so. What do you do with returned products, and what are the average return rates? On this account, less than a 2% return rate. If you have a good quality product and you explain the product properly on your listing, then it shouldn't be too big of an issue, unless you're selling something like clothes or shoes or an electronic product or a fragile item. Those have higher return rates. But you can Amazon created this new thing where you can now put returned inventory as used on your listing. So we do that a little bit. And then sometimes it'll just get sent back to us and we'll just give it away or something. We get such little returns that it doesn't really make that big of a difference. In your recent video, what's the sourcing app and how much other people are selling? Sourcing app? Are you talking about Helium 10? That's a product research app. What's the difference between your mentorship compared to others? Well, for one, other people's mentorships courses aren't taught by Luke Basha, right? So that's number one. If you want to learn from me, you would want to be in my mentorship. Number two, most people aren't selling a mentorship. They're selling a course. I would say that's like 90% of the programs and courses that you see out there. Here's a video guide, or here's a Discord group, or here's just one-on-one call with me that you have to pay $300, $500, $600 for. Mine is a full ecosystem for Amazon sellers. And not to mention, I would say 99% of courses out there aren't even taught by the person that you want to learn from. Like my students have direct access to message me. I don't proxy you off to a coach. My students have a one-on-one call with me. I created a freight forwarding company for my program. I created a sourcing program for the mentorship. I created an inspection company. I created a listing creation service. I do product selection. And also, so 99.999% of programs out there don't have everything that I've created. Here's a video guide. You're going to learn, figure it out on your own, and you'll probably never hear from me again. And then the ones that do, which is 0.01%, cost a lot more money. And like I said, I think I'm one of the only ones where you're actually learning from me, where you can literally message me at any point and be like, hey, Luke, what's good with this? I'm having trouble with this. And I can't announce it quite yet, but I'm also getting ready to launch something new into the Masterclass that literally not a single person has. You will not find an Amazon mentorship or course who has this. It's going to be a really cool tool. You guys will see when I officially announce it. I'm actually announcing it tomorrow to my students, but you guys won't hear about it until it's fully completed. It's going to be pretty sick. It's going to help with literally everything. I don't even want to say what it'll help with because it might give it away, but it's going to be good. Kind of run. Always good to connect. Good to see you, Kale, as always. I'll get to that in a sec, Sheep. Can't blame you guys, though. America is pretty isolated from the rest of the world. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Stephanie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I don't think we're going to hit the what up, Jerry, in the YouTube live. Y'all make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube because as of now, there is no executive order signed to save TikTok in the United States. So the ban is set to go in place tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. There's word that they're supposed to sign something, but it's June 18th and June 19th, TikTok gets banned. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube. In EU, you can drive to like 20 countries without going because all borders are open. Yeah. That's all. Oh, yeah. Glad to see. You're funny. My YouTube channel is the same as my TikTok at Luke Basha. I subscribe. Let's go, Jerry. Appreciate you. Can you show us your stats of your Amazon seller? Mohammed, I can't show you on YouTube because then I'd have to do a full screen share. I don't know if this will zoom. Hold on. YouTube, say what up to TikTok. I have it on my TikTok live, bro. I don't think it's going to zoom properly. No, it's not focusing. Maybe if I put it back here. Where is this also streaming? Also on TikTok, Jerry. But y'all are good on YouTube. If you guys ask questions on YouTube, I'm going to get to them all the same. But I just, the engagement is more on TikTok because that's my primary platform. So that's where the questions are coming from. Is there a limit to how many calls you get? It's one call, but you also have an option to get more calls. What up, Mohammed? How do your students not know, but I do? So my students do know, Sheep. They actually knew before anybody did because I showed them the demos of what we're adding to the mentorship. Actually, tomorrow we're doing a soft launch of it. So they've seen it, but they haven't seen, because yesterday when I showed like the few people who were in the TikTok live, yesterday was the first day that I got like the semi-final version. It's still in the fine-tuning stage, which is what it's called. But they have seen it. They just haven't seen that version yet. I was just too excited yesterday because it was the day that I got it that I wanted to share it with everybody. But it's going to be sweet. It's going to help with handling Amazon seller support. It's going to help with product validation. It's going to help with no, I'm not going to say that. Without LLC, it's possible. Yes. No, I don't think 3D renders make it to, I don't think it makes it too fake. And net, if you notice, bro, not a single product on Amazon that has pictures, the picture doesn't look like this. Like if I just took a picture of this water bottle and uploaded it to Amazon, none of them would look like that. So they're all graphically altered to an extent. Is it true you don't have to pay upfront with the supplier? I heard you can only pay 30%. Yes, that's correct. Not the rest when it reaches the warehouse. If you're a first-time buyer with that supplier, you'll have to pay. You'll pay 30%. It'll get manufactured, and then you pay the remaining invoice once it's done getting manufactured. Just wondering, Luke, why you're doing this stream if you're earning so much right now. Jerry, and shout out to you, Jerry. You're one of the people who's actually just curious, not one of the busters who, asked that in a completely different way. At the end of the day, bro, so two things. I learned how to sell on Amazon from my cousin. Also, TikTok I'm looking up because that's the YouTube camera. I learned how to sell on Amazon from my cousins who were Amazon sellers. They still are Amazon sellers. They operate some pretty big brands. And I actually have something interesting to share about them after this. But I learned from them, and I was a manager for their company. They were way better off keeping me as a manager for their company than they were teaching me how to sell on Amazon. Not only did I learn how to sell on Amazon from them, I also learned how to sell on Amazon from people who made content. And not the flashy content. It wasn't like the new age of social media where it's like, and guys, by the way, just for the record, I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I have homies who do this, but that's because they're into this thing, and I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about a lot of the randos. So it was before the age of like, let me show off the mansion, let me show off the car and the watches so that you can come and join my course or program, right? I'm talking about the people who gave analytical advice, how to do product research, how to differentiate products, how to run PPC ads. That's who I learned from. So how I look at it is, imagine me having all this information, all this knowledge, and all of these other people invested that time into teaching me, but then I just keep and hold all this information for myself. I didn't even have the mentorship before when I first started making content, but I get comments and I'll get to the TikTok questions in a second. I get questions and comments every day, DMs every day. Bro, teach me how to sell on Amazon. Bro, like literally if I took a screenshot and made a video showing you guys this every single day, teach me how to sell. Bro, can you teach me how to sell? I can't teach every single person individually. I have 1,000 videos on my YouTube and TikTok. I go live every day answering people's questions for free. But and if you don't want to get the program, don't get it. Simple as that. Just watch my free content. There's so many free resources. But the program is for people who want a more in-depth guide and to have me as a mentor. Because obviously, if you leave a comment on my social media or one of my videos, I'm not there looking at my comments and stuff every single day. I try to respond and make video responses to everyone. But with the program, you have direct access to message me at any point of the day, and then I'll respond. So that's for people who wanted a more in-depth guide on everything. You already told it like 1.5 weeks ago. Yeah, my students saw it like 3 weeks ago. My students were the first ones to hear about it because I was keeping it a secret for a bit when I first did it, like when I first paid the invoice for it. And the rest answered that. I've seen people in my niche blatantly use horrible AI photos and they're doing 6 figures a month. I've also seen that. I'm not a fan of AI, to be honest. For any questions about the program, John, check out the TikTok bio and you would go apply for the program and hop on a call with my team. You're very great at speaking in the live stream about advertising for your program. Thanks, brother. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a business. Nobody's denying that I make money from it. You know what I mean? But it's like side money. It's play money. If one decides to join the mentorship, how do we discuss or get advice about a product without giving away the product? You would message me about it. Everything is proprietary between me and my students. I've never shared or anything like that a product that a student has told me. You don't have to put it into the group. We do have the private Facebook group, but I tell people general questions like, hey, I'm having issues with this shipment. Ask things like that in the Facebook group because other people will also get value from it. I'm still the one responding to it. And then in terms of like, hey, Luke, what do you think of this product? You just message me directly. AI photos are good to use on Amazon FBA? No, I don't think AI is quite there. How do we know you won't use it? I mean, it's a trust-based system, brother. I do product selection for my students. I have over 400 products that meet my criteria. I assure you, I don't need to take your product when I can just literally pull up my product research document and pick one of the 400 products that I have that meet my criteria. But yeah, it's trust. It's all trust-based. Never have launched a product that my students have told me, and never will. If you don't trust me, that's a whole other topic. I can't necessarily help you there, but I love the honesty. Thanks, brother. Of course, Ile, appreciate you, bro. Also, y'all, do we not want to do product research today? I'm assuming that we don't, because we didn't hit the like and share goal, which we've been live for like 30 minutes, and usually we can hit it in like 3 minutes. When using the X-ray tool, do we need to remove products with 0 parent sales? No, you don't remove anything unless it's not relevant. And even then, it's only if it's like 1 or 2 products that are irrelevant that you would remove. You're not going to go remove 5, 6, 7 products just to get the desired numbers that you want. Let's go, Iman. Good to see you as always. Thank you for sharing the live. Iman might just get you guys to the share goal. Luke, how does a cool guy like you not have something else going on tonight? I mean, it's a Wednesday night, brother. I like working. I enjoy what I do. Number one, I enjoy making content, and I do so much throughout the week. Like I said, you guys don't see all of the behind the scenes of my life. You guys see this. You see the background, the shelf, me on camera, maybe me on my TikTok videos every day, but every week I do things. Some of the things I share, like my travels and my trips and stuff like that. And some of the things I live my private life, right? Like you guys don't know anything about my family, about the people that I'm trying to be vague about this. The people who are in my day-to-day life and stuff like that. And keep in mind that for everything that you see on social media, like you only see, you have an optimal lifestyle, aka Luke style, yes sir. But keep in mind that for everything that you guys see on social media, you only see what people want you to see. That's why I think it's weird to like envy somebody on social media or to like put anybody who's not God himself on a pedestal, because they're going to show you the best version of themselves. They're going to show you all of the wins. Not very many people are necessarily sharing the losses. What do we do if we know we want to get into this but just don't know what products are good? Start doing product research, Ile. I mean, if we get to 3K likes and 30 shares, which I did say that we had to get it before the halfway mark, because the faster we get it, the more product research we can do. But if we get it in the next like 7 minutes, we'll do some product research. How did you do your exact taxing when it came to reporting? Did you have someone help you? Yeah, you got to get a CPA. You'll have your profit and loss statements, and then your transaction breakdown. Send that over to a CPA. Amazon will give you your 1099, and your CPA does your taxes. Make sure you get a good CPA. That's some great advice. Or don't know where to start product-wise. I mean, watch some of my videos as well, Ile. I have free videos on product research, my product criteria that I use. We do live product research on the live. See how fast we can get to the like goal? That's why it surprises me when we won't get it for like 30 minutes. We could have been doing product research for 20 minutes already. Shout out to Chelsea and Iman. You guys thank both of them, because they're the ones who are going to get you to the goal. And Ile. Oh, I see. Okay, I see a few more people. Honda, Ile, Chelsea, Stephanie. Let's go. Or Stefania. Is it Stefania or Stephanie? Let's go. Look at that. Literally in 5 seconds, we get to the like goal and the share goal. Literally 5 seconds after me bringing it up. And lost. Thanks, Delay. Stefania. All right. Shout out. Thank you. Thank you. I just always want to make sure that I'm saying people's names right. And when you guys are in the lives enough times, I'll remember you, like Honda, Sheep, Lost, obviously, Iman, Lotto, Chelsea, recognize Ile. Recognize all the names. Did everyone just wake up, liked and shared? That's what I'm saying, bro. When people want to do it, we can get it like literally so quick, especially if there's like 5 people liking the live. You could get it in less than 2 minutes. All right, let's do some live product research, shall we? Also, shameless plug, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube because so far there's been no executive order that's been signed to save TikTok yet. When you ask people to buy your product, are you paying him the price? Allegedly. Not saying I do that, but allegedly. Do you have any orders that will come from China by next month? How did the U.S. tariff rates hit you? Yes, we do actually. We have multiple products, and they are honestly a non-factor, bro. Can't full like just let's just leave it at that. It's a non-factor. I've maybe not lost margins on most products, and if I've lost the margins on any, it's like a couple percent. So let's do some live product research. But before we do, because I'm about to give y'all some free value, you're going to have to listen to the, how many products does the 3.6 account have? 9 products, including variations. You guys are going to have to listen to a shameless plug before we get into some live product research, and then we'll jump right into it. If you guys want to have me as your mentor, even potentially have me select your product for you, go to the TikTok bio. This is the mentorship site. You guys can read through it at your own pay or at your own time, but you would click, yes, I want to apply. There's a very quick 60-second application. This is just so that the team can have, don't type it, don't fill it out like I'm typing it. But this is just so the team would have more context on your goals and where you are on your journey. I have to hide this part so I don't dox my information because I've done that before. And if you guys qualified for the program, because not everybody qualifies for the program, you'll be prompted to book a call with the team. And this is the page right here. Pick a time, pick a date that works for you. Show up to the call, and you are off to the races. Now, let's get into it. What category do you guys want to do product research in? Remember, this is going to be interactive. So it's you guys who are going to select the category. It's you guys who are going to pick products because that is how you get better. Beauty, I don't like beauty, Ile, just because that's not even a category that I sell in. We could do health and household. Down for health and household or home, either one. One more thing for anybody who's new here, closed mouths don't get fed. You already know the vibe, sheep. So one thing that I want to point out here, you guys, is anybody who thinks, nice, Luke is about to find a product for me that I'm going to sell on Amazon. Incorrect. I actually purposely do not find products that meet the criteria when we are doing product research because I'm not here to give you guys a fish. I'm here to teach you how to fish. The second option is much more valuable than the first. I can assure you that. Letting you guys go through my mindset, letting you guys see the strategies, letting you guys see how I analyze products. Also, let's share this to the YT. Oh, don't miss my screen. Okay. Share this to the YT live. It says, give me a whale. I'll teach you how to catch a whale, brother. Let's do it. I do love some salmon. Let's go. I do too. Just had some sushi the other day. Hold on. Let's do. All right. So we're going to go on Amazon. This is my favorite product research method. Smart people will watch again your lives. Yes, 100%. What's funny is there's some people who have been in here the last few lives that we've been doing product research, and they already see the mindset. They already see the mindset and how my mind works doing product research. And this is why I say that product research is a numbers game. The more you do it, the better that you will become at it. So we're going to search something generic like, oh man, it's hard to do it with one hand. Health and household, right? So we see that right here. You want to make sure that it has decent search volume. And remember, just in case I have to say it again, I am going to give you guys, I purposely, 99% of the time, we are going to pull up, this product doesn't meet the criteria. This product doesn't meet the criteria. I am not here to pick a product for you guys. I'm here to teach you how to do product research. The product research I did for my current product was much harder compared to now. Exactly. I love that. Let's pin that actually. Shout out to Sheep. Yeah, it gets easier. The more you do it, the more you understand. So we're going to scroll through here. This is phase one. We want to get an idea. I've been live for like 40 minutes, brother. We'll probably do like 1 or 2 product research examples. So we are going to generate a product idea, meaning we are going to find a product that catches our eye. So you guys are going to say it. First comment is always the one that we go with. So if you want your product that you see to be the one that we analyze, then I would suggest commenting first. How do I get rid of reviews that are against TOS? I'm reporting, but it's not working. If it's removed, bro. I mean, you could create a case with Amazon. I would try that. Okay, one thing that I want to bring up is, number one, we can save ourselves a lot of time. We're not going to go look at an SC Johnson product, trademark. Also, it's a $3 product. We're not going to go look at sponges, $4 product. Also, 6K review. The reviews, yeah, I mean, I guess the reviews are high. We're not going to go look at a product that has 82,000 reviews. The average reviews in that market will be high. We're not going to go look at a product that has 78,000 reviews. The average reviews are too high. We're not going to go look at something like window or glass cleaner. This brand, number one, too low of a price, and it's probably dominated by Windex. So some people will think product research means looking at every single product, but in fact, product research, let's actually set a filter. Let's set a filter for products that are over $30. And then go. So there's just going to be some products that we're not even going to spend our time with. We're not going to 96,000 reviews. I'm not going to go look at paper towels because I already know that that product doesn't meet the criteria. So tell me the product that catches your eye. I am not doing this. I already know how to do product research. No, I don't really filter the size of the product because I don't mind bigger products if I'm being honest. So let's see. Scrub, brush. 17,000 reviews, Iman. And guys, by the way, never think that something that you guys comment is the wrong answer. This is how we learn, okay? So if I say like, oh no, that's not a good product because XYZ, don't be like, oh man, he singled me out or anything like that. No, no, no. It's good. This is how you learn. This is the whole point of what we're doing. Again, I know how to do product research. I am teaching you guys how to be experts at product research. How do you add more inventory if I run out of something to get more? You would create a shipment, same way that you originally added the product, Xavier. So with something like this, 17,000 average reviews, the price is good, but the average reviews is not. If we did like an electric scrubber, average reviews in that market is likely over 2,000. So let's keep looking. Let's see if there's a product. Health and household, also on page 1, you'll likely find most products. What technology-based product could there be a lot of returns? Yeah, electronic products tend to have higher return rates as well. So let's see if there is a product that catches anybody's eye here. We'll even go to page 2 because health and household, you're going to see some really big brand name products on page 1. Although this is probably my second favorite category that I sell in, I would say it's one of the more difficult categories to find potential products in. So we're scrolling. You guys are going to let me know if you see a product that catches your eye. We can go to page 2 here. Not for new sellers, brother. I don't recommend supplements, but I do sell supplements. But those were brands that were established like 5 years ago. So it was a different game. If my product goes below 4 stars, does that mean I have a bad product? It means that you have a bad conversion. You'll probably have a bad conversion. And do you use helium-10 too? Yes, sir, John. All right. So Iman says mop and bucket. How about we do mop and bucket ringer? Okay. So price is over 30. Average reviews, unless we see multiple products that are higher average reviews than this, then maybe not bad, but let's do it. So we'll do mop. And it's hard to type. And so we have mop and bucket set and bucket with ringer. Let's actually double check. Mop. We can even do mop ringer here. No, I think we had it right the first time. Mop and, oh my goodness. Sorry. The wifey was texting me. All right, so we have mop and bucket with ringer set. Here we go. So we see that these products are relevant without us even looking at the X-ray tool. Let's just stay right here. Without us even looking at the X-ray tool, can anybody tell me if they think that this will be a good or bad product? Let's see how good you guys have gotten at this. Remember, everybody, every product that I show you will purposely not meet the product criteria. But let's see if you guys can guess. We don't even have to see what I'm saying. The more you do product research, the better you will get without us even having to look at the X-ray tool. 193,000 reviews, 137,000 reviews, 55,000 reviews, 23,000 reviews, 15,000 reviews. So now let's pull up our X-ray tool here just to show you guys what the data is telling us. Let's see if my X-ray tool even works today. There it is. It's working. Okay. 11,000 average reviews in the market. All the other metrics are decent. I don't really love that search volume, but all the other metrics are decent. But let me show you why we don't go for high average reviews products. So we'll set a review filter here. This one's actually a little better than I would have expected. I wouldn't have guessed that there was this many. But with high average reviews markets, there's going to be significantly less sellers on page 1 that have under 200 reviews. Why is that important to you as a new seller? Because you are going to launch with 0 reviews. You're not going to have 1,000 or 3,000 or 10, 50,000 reviews. So we want markets where low reviewed sellers can A, rank on page 1, but also perform well on page 1. I use the $80 one. If you guys want, I mean, I don't really shill. I mean, I don't really talk about this one too much, but if you guys want, I can provide you guys a helium-10 discount. Full disclosure, I am a helium-10 affiliate, but I don't really promote it like that. So I maybe have brought it up like 6 times ever on the live. Now, just because we didn't get to the light goal that fast, and I think we're already over an hour, we'll do one more, but how about we do it in a different category, okay? So you guys let me know, what category do you want us to do product research in? Or should I just go back to the top of the list when people were saying it? Oh, No, I don't analyze exact products, Jason. That's not the point of what we're doing here. So again, first product that I see, this is why you guys got to be quick, is the one that we will go with. So let's do pet supplies. So we're going to search something generic on Amazon. We have pet supplies. We see that the search volume, 13,000. So that's good enough for us. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to look for a product that catches our eye. So we're going to scroll and you guys let me know. Carpet rack, which one is that? Where's that one, Iman? Where's it at? Where's it at? I don't see a carpet rack. Where's that at? We got to say products that are on the page, you guys. I don't see either of those two products that were mentioned. I actually do see, I did see an interesting product. I actually saw two interesting products, to be honest with you. I don't see those two products. It has to be products that we see on the page, you guys. None of those. All right. Remember how I said there's always a product when we do these product research lessons where I see a product that I know will meet the criteria. I'm not going to say which one it was, but I'll just say this. I did see a product on page 1 that would have met the criteria, but we'll keep going. So you guys let me know a product that catches your eye. Remember, it has to be on the page. I actually saw two. Let's see. Remember, I'm not going to pick a product, you guys, so we'll keep scrolling until we get something. Or we'll go, no dog beeper. Which, I don't see that. I don't see cat tunnel bed, brother. Something tells me that you just want me to analyze that product. Small reading. Okay, sorry. I'll go slower. I mean, you guys can also just go based on the pictures. The silver one, that's not a cat tunnel bed, is it? No, I think this is just a dog and cat bed. We could analyze that. It's going to have a low average price, so I probably wouldn't even look at that one. Let's go. That one's interesting. Sounds good, brother. Good to see you as always, Sheep. Hope you have a blessed night. Love you too, brother. All right. See you guys. I've seen like 3 products. Grooming kit. We're talking about this one. Same thing with this one. So we have high reviews and it's a super low price. Glex is a brand. So we're not going to look at brand products unless you're talking about something else. He said, what was that about? The sheep's just a homie. I'm just messing around. Let's see your interesting products. No, man, like I said, I'm not here to pick the product for you guys. Food dispenser. I do think this one is interesting. I really wish the reviews weren't so high, but we can take a look, but I can show you guys why this one wouldn't be a good product. So we have automatic cat feeder. All right, so we'll look it up. Automatic cat feeder. We see that the search volume is 113,000, which is solid. We know that that's the main keyword. But here's the thing. Oh, maybe. No, yeah. Reviews in this market are going to be too high. So let me view. I heard you could operate that through your phone. I like to do product research on the desktop. So we'll pull up our X-ray extension. And just like that, 3,500 and, oh no, the dispenser. Yeah, I'm sure you can. 3,577 reviews. Just like that, we know that this product doesn't meet the criteria. Now let's go over the criteria for everyone. We want a product with good search volume that's not seasonal. I would say 2,000 and above is good search volume. There are some rare cases where it's under. You would check that the product's not seasonal by looking at the search volume graph. It's normal to have these little peaks and valleys, especially if it doesn't go below 1,000. Total revenue at least 200K. Average revenue 8 to 10K. Average price over $30. Average reviews under or around 500. And then we also want, we also want 20% of low reviewed sellers in the market to perform well. Now, one more shameless plug. If you guys wanted me to select your product for you based on the criteria that I use and teach, yeah, probably a manual because those products are low priced. Average price has to be at least $30. If you guys wanted me to select your product for you based on the criteria that I use and teach, or to have just my product research guides, unlimited product validations where you can send me the numbers on any product and I'll let you know whether it's good or not, and so much more, check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. You would go here, you would click yes, I want to apply, share this tab instead. You'd go through this very quick application, takes like 60 seconds. Actually fill it out proper, don't do what I'm doing, I'm just showing you guys how to get there. Perfect, thank you so much for the follow. So you'd fill out this quick application. I have to put this part down so I don't dox my information to all of you, give away my number and email. And if you guys qualified for the product, or excuse me, for the program, you would be prompted to this page right here where you would be able to book a call with my team. My team is not like a sales team. It's actually a student in the AMZ Masterclass. Pick a time and date that works for you, and they'll be able to get you right. On that note, I've already been live for over an hour, Honda. We actually did a super, super long live. Yes, you can do this business model without an LLC. That's a YT comment. But make sure you guys go check out the mentorship. Make sure you guys, again, maybe the mentorship isn't in the cards for everyone. I post a lot of free content. So y'all make sure that you go check out the free resources that are available for you. Now, if you did want that more in-depth guide and to have me as your mentor, that is where the AMZ Masterclass mentorship comes in. God bless you all and have a great night.